how do you create a world that's moddable? So you think of designing the game from the start as that enables mods.
Yeah, absolutely. So it starts with us, like everything we're doing. Okay, a modder, a content creator is going to have to do it, use our tools. Now we do clean them up for release. Because if you're like a developer in house, you can deal with some kludginess when you're putting stuff together. When you put it out for people, we do clean a lot of it up, and there's still obviously a learning curve there. But we have people who've been doing it for 20 years with us.
What's involved with modding? I'm actually quite noobish at this.
Okay,
and I'm almost afraid to ask because now that you explained to me, I fear I will spend a very large amount of time creating mods.
Well, we have an editor you can download on Steam, the creation kit for our games, and then it loads up the world, and you could do something really, really small, like change the color of the weather, and it creates a little plugin file, we call it, a modification to the game, and then you can run your game with that. It's on console now, the mods, not the editing. And it's just been incredible. Our community there has been amazing what they do with the games.
So a lot of it is the visuals.
A lot of people do visual things because it's the easiest thing to do first, or they'll build a new space. There's some great things with, like, I love the Khajiit follower mod for Skyrim. It's awesome. There have been quest lines. Those things just take a really, really long time. And so someone who's going to do that, that's almost like it takes them a long time. It's more than a hobby. And we're always looking at ways that we can make it like, hey, they can turn a career into it because it's just awesome.
What about, is there any possibility in doing a mod for some of the AI stuff?
There is. And I've seen some, but to really move it along, if they're using the tools that we already put out there, so to really move the AI along, you'd have to get in the code, which some people have figured out ways to hack in and do things with script extenders. But for the most part, like really pushing it, it does take us, which is why you see when we have a new game come along, the palette that they have is there's so many more things they can do.
Well, I've built bots that play the driving games, but they do that by just taking reading the screen and doing not basic. It's actually pretty complicated, but computer vision, doing the control. But you're basically simulating the human player. To do that for Skyrim or for some of the open world games, that's literally, you have to create AGI to be able to to play those open. Well, maybe not. Maybe you can create a super dumb, like just a two-handed sword and just keep swinging until everybody's dead.
Look, there's some bot stuff out there that does it. We have some very, very dumb bots that we use to run through the world to test it. That we'll deploy on a whole bunch of servers just to, we do it every day. We run through every space. We're doing Starfield.
And then just running, they're all out there.
Well, it does it very quickly. It loads up every place in the game and runs around a little bit, and then loads the next place and runs around a little bit. We're just testing, like, did it crash? What's the memory growth? Get a report. Here are all the places where the frame rate wasn't up to snuff. And then we do have one that will play on its own. It's heavily scripted, but it lets us test. Every time we make a build, there's a bot that runs through like the first one or two main quests. Like, it'll just play it. That way we know, did we break anything? Because you don't want to waste like QA's time. Like, you guys broke it again within 5 minutes. So yeah.
So that's for like broken stuff.
Right.
I wonder if you can build a bot that estimates the quality of the experience.
Oh my gosh. Okay, can you do that?
I don't know. But just like the number, like how boring or not boring, the boring meter.
How many times you die?
How many times you die? Is death boring or exciting? That's the question. I mean, I feel like there's a balance to be struck there, because you always want to be in fear of death.
Yeah, we have this chart at work we use, which is like, if you think about any game that you've played that you've put down, it's either about a frustration / confusion or boredom. Yeah. And you got to put the player right in the middle of that.
But I've sometimes put down games from frustration only to return again stronger.
Dark Souls. Yeah.
So I mean, that's the challenge. That's part of it. It's Well, I don't know. Actually, Skyrim, I don't. I'm one of those. I mean, I'm sure there's all kinds of humans that you've interacted with about what they enjoy. But to me, I could enjoy Skyrim on any difficulty level. It doesn't all of it. So it depends. The open world nature of it is what's really compelling,
Mm-hmm.
not necessarily the challenge of the particular quest and so on. But I'm not sure if that's the same experience for everybody.
Do you play the survival mode? There's a survival mode in Skyrim. It was a Creation Club thing. It does like some hunger. It does hot and cold. It does some other systems that make it, in our minds, a little more believable. It was actually a Creation Club thing made by an external creator who is now full time with us.